I think you're amazing.
You are too, Henry.
Thank you so much. Well, Perry, you are awesome.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, and I appreciate you what you're doing too, buddy.
Well, thank you. Because if you allow the world to define you, if you allow friends to define you, if you allow your spouse to define you, or anybody to define you outside of how God sees you, that does open the door to rejection. God bless you. I hope y'all have an amazing day.
Thank you, Brother Henry.
Thank
God bless you
Thank you.
too. Thank you for having us.
Well, hello there. Welcome to the Brother Henry and You Show. As you know, I am your host, Henry Harris. I want to come and just kind of share my heart with you today. I want to talk about something that bothers a whole lot of people, and that is, why do people talk behind our backs? Why do people talk behind my back? Why do people talk behind your back? And if we were to be honest, the average person is easily bothered by people who may talk about you. Let's face it, this is a reality that a lot of people haven't accepted at face value. And that is that as long as you live on this planet Earth, people are going to talk about you. Whether that's good, whether that's bad. As I told someone the other day, until they bury you 6 feet deep, people are going to talk about you. And sadly, sometimes even after you're gone, people will talk about you. So this show today, I just pretty much want to just encourage you as we talk about this. To those who may feel down, discouraged, stressed out because you're so bothered what people are saying about you, I want you to know that I get it. While I don't care what people say about me, at times I do care about what people think about me. But there has been times in my life that it used to bother me like to no end that people would talk about me. Especially when we live in a society where people such as myself, we think that because I'm good, that means everybody else is good. That I have everybody's best interests at heart. We tend to think that everybody else around us have our best interests at heart. That you are a good person, that you automatically assume that everybody else is this way. Or maybe you're a type of person where you're like, I don't talk behind people's back. And you start to think, well, because I don't talk behind people's back, other people don't. And we know that that is a false narrative. Just because you are a certain way doesn't mean somebody else is that way. And oftentimes, when we are left in positions like that, we end up hurt, thinking that people love us, thinking that everybody like us. So we start to seek affirmation and acceptance from people who don't really even like who they are. So how do we handle this when somebody talks behind our back? Well, I would say the ultimate way of handling people talking behind your back is just to accept it. My friend, let people talk. As long as you live, as I said earlier, on this earth, people are going to talk about you. You cannot stop people from talking. It's just like the weather. The weather is something that you cannot change. You will never have the power to stop it from raining. You will never have the power to stop tornadic activity. You'll never have the power to stop volcanoes from erupting. And just as you don't have the power to stop that, you also don't have the power, unfortunately, to stop people's mouths from talking about you. I try to look at it in a positive light. Because as I told you, there's been times in the past where I have been concerned about what people are saying about me. But now I look at it in the sense, Oh, they're talking about me? Yay! They're 24 hours in a day. They're 7 days a week. And you took the time to think about me? I try to look at it in a positive light, even though they may be negative, even though they may be saying bad things about me. I take it as a compliment. They thought of you enough to talk about you. They thought of you enough to criticize you. They thought of you enough to assassinate your character. They thought of you enough to bring you down. But they can only bring you down if you let it. I told somebody not too long ago who approached me and was like, you know, this person is saying this about you and that person is saying that about you. And then almost, it almost brought me down. It almost made me feel bad. I was like, really? Especially when there's people that you think that they are your friends, that they got your back. They don't got your back, but they're talking behind your back. You think these things when in reality they are not for you. They are not your people. The people who talk behind your back, they don't have your back. They are against you. They don't like you. But guess what? It's okay. You don't have to worry about the people who don't like you or who don't accept you. But let's get back to what I said. I had an individual who came to me not too long ago and was like, this person said this person said that. And it did bring me down to an extent. You know why it brought me down? Because I allowed it to. When people come to you to try to deposit things to you about what somebody else said about you, you have the choice to either accept it or to reject it. And sometimes, listen to me, sometimes you have to even be careful about the people who's bringing the garbage to you. I told somebody not too long ago, I'm not a trash can. You're not going to come to me and deposit negativity into my life. I don't care what they said about me. I don't care how they feel about me to an extent. Because I'm the type of person where I don't give people a reason not to like me. I don't give people a reason not to be my friend. I'm a pretty friendly guy. Any of you who have met me in person know that. But I had to eventually tell this individual, I said, you know what? I believe you have my best interest in heart, and I appreciate you for, you know, taking the time to share with me what other people are saying about me, but I'll be honest with you, please don't do it again. Nothing against that person. I said, please don't do it again. Why? Why did I tell this individual this? I told him this because I wanted to control my peace, and I knew that I was the only one that could do that. Nobody else can do it. Nobody else can control your peace but you. Nobody else can control your happiness but you. Sometimes we feel like, well, people come into my life, that'll make me feel peaceful. That'll make me feel happy. No, people can add to your peace, but they're not the ultimate source of your peace. People can add to your happiness, but they are not the ultimate source to your happiness. You control that, baby. You control that. And if that means you cutting people off in your life, do that. If people are trying to interrupt your peace and your happiness and your tranquility and your joy, you have the power to cut it off. You have the power to cut it off. You don't have to accept it. They said this about me. Let them talk. They said that about me. Let them talk. You know why it don't bother me no more? Because I am confident in who I am. When you are confident in who you are, it's not going to matter what people say about you. It's not going to matter. I hope you're hearing my heart today. It will not matter what they say about you. Stop being preoccupied and worried. Some of us wear ourselves to death about what people are saying about us, what they say, how they feel about me, what they think. It don't matter. When you're confident in who you are, it doesn't matter what people say about you. It doesn't matter how they feel about you. It doesn't matter how they think about you. I had another individual tell me, Henry, some people think you're self-absorbed. Henry, they think that you're arrogant. And you know what? I said to myself, it's just like how some people mistaken your passion for anger. Like you may be passionate about a subject, maybe it's how you come across, and they say, oh, you're an angry person. No, that person is not angry, they're just passionate. And there are those who may mistaken my confidence as arrogance. That's okay. There may be people who may mistaken my confidence as being self-absorbed, or he's too into himself. I can take that and run with it and say, well, that's what they said about me, so I accept it. I'm going to allow this to bring me down. I'm going to allow this to discourage me. But when you know who you are as a person, when you know who you are, and when you're confident in who you are, it makes you strong. So that when people start to attach labels to you and start to talk about you or say cruel things about you, it really doesn't faze you. It's like the water running off your back. It doesn't bother you. Now, initially, it may bother you. It may be like a shock wave at first, depending on who it comes from. And these days, you have to be careful. You have wives that may talk behind your back. Your husband may talk behind your back. Your friends, your family, especially family. It depends on where it comes from. But no matter where it comes from, it still hurts at the end of the day to have somebody to talk behind your back. So my encouragement to you today, and I know it's not a long message, don't let it bother you. Seriously, don't let it bother you. You're looking at someone that used to be so worried about what people thought about him, what they said about him. And when you're worried about what people say about you and talking behind your back, it robs you from living an authentic life. It robs you from living an authentic life. It robs you from truly being yourself and who you are. Why? Because instead of living your authentic life, you are now adapting and accepting what society says about you and what society feels about you. And you can't live from this place because you're too preoccupied worrying about this place over here when you should be over here. It's about what I feel about myself. It's about what I think about myself. It's about what I say about myself. It shouldn't bother you. And it may at first, like I said, but it shouldn't bother you when people say, let people talk. Let them talk. What's that old song? Let's give them something to talk about. Give them something to talk about. Seriously. Give them something to talk about. Because as I said, as long as you live, people are going to talk about you. Don't worry, my friend. Don't worry about what they say about you. Let people talk. There are many reasons why people feel like they have to talk behind your back. I think one of many reasons is they may be angry. They may be jealous. They may feel intimidated by you. They may feel inferior to you. Once again, that's their problem. There are multiple reasons why people may feel like they have to talk behind your back. That's their problem at the end of the day. It's not your problem, is it? It is not your problem. So I want to encourage you today. It may take time. It may be a process. Maybe you're one of those people that's easily bothered by people who talks about you. They said this, they said that. You may be one of those people. It may take time, but don't let it get to you. You know who you are, right? You're confident in who you are. As long as you have that attitude and that mentality, you're going to be all right. You're going to be okay. And I'm speaking from experience. I no longer care about people who talk behind my back. Be careful about the people who bring stuff to you. I said this a little bit earlier as well. But I want to add this to this and then I'll say bye. Sometimes the people who come to you talking about other people, that person is talking about you too. Did you hear what I said? Sometimes people who come to you telling you what other people are saying about you, sometimes you can't even trust those people. That's why you gotta have discernment. Thank you so much for watching today's show. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Henry Harris 100. Follow us on Facebook, The Brother Henry and You Show. I look forward to hearing from you. I appreciate all of you for watching. Have an amazing day. Well, Perry, you are awesome.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, and I appreciate you what you're doing too, buddy.
Well, thank you. Because if you allow the world to define you, if you allow friends to define you, if you allow your spouse to define you or anybody to define you outside of how God sees you, that does open the door to rejection. God bless you. I hope y'all have an amazing day.
Thank you, Brother Henry.
Thank
God
you.
bless you too. Thank you for having me.